Yes guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over one of the biggest muscle building mistakes I see, which is the 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 12 method. Let's dive in. First things first, before I start, there are loads of screaming kids over there. I needed to film this video. Don't hate me. Don't comment, oh, can you hear screaming kids? Yeah, so can I. They're right there. Anyway, if you're a beginner and you go into the gym, okay, and you do 3 sets of 10 on a bench press, 3 sets of 10 on a shoulder press, pull downs, all this stuff, you're going to obviously make progress up to a certain point. But once you get a little bit more advanced, you need to structure your training slightly differently. And I'm going to hopefully clear it all up for you, okay? We know that to build muscle, there needs to be progressive overload, yeah, which is over time lifting more and more load on the muscle so it gets bigger and stronger over time and adapts. But there needs to be intensity as well, taking that set close to muscular failure. So, you know, if you're doing a bench press, by the time you do the sets of 12, 9 should be challenging, 10, 11, and 12, you should just about get the 12. And then you would have failed at maybe 13, okay? When we're doing 3 sets of 10, what we often find is people will leave reps in the tank to kind of keep within the rep range. So let's say, again, you're doing that bench press, 60 kilos, 135, yeah? You might do 60 kilos for 10 and you kind of got it, it was okay. Then 60 kilos for 10, you got it, it was okay. And then 60 kilos for 10, obviously you're a little bit fatigued by that third set and you kind of just about get 10. The issue we run into there is set 1 and set 2 were too easy. You could have got 15 to 17 reps on set 1. Think, set 1 is where you're most fresh, you're your strongest you're going to be, and it is the most opportunity you have to push load. Let's say we're doing a bench press. Why would you stop at 10 if you could have done 15? If one of the primary drivers of hypertrophy, building muscle, is intensity and taking a muscle to failure, mechanical tension, muscular failure, whatever you want to call it. So this is when we run into issues. People will often do like an easy set 1, a slightly harder set 2, and then push set 3. You've done 1 set, not 3 sets. You've done 2 warm-up sets and a working set. You still have 2 more sets to go. The better way to do it would be, let's say 60 kilos is what you can do for 3 sets of 10. You do, 40 kilos for 10, 50 kilos for 6, 60 kilos for 2 or 3. Then I would go 65 or 67.5 or maybe even 70. Try and hit that for 10. And you should be exhausted by 8 or 9. It should be a horrible grinding rep to get the 10th. That is a proper set done close to failure. Tick, take a breather. Drop 10, 15, 20% of the load. So let's say you're doing 65 kilos, maybe you'll drop down to 60 kilos. Take the time you need, and then you would crack that out for 10 reps. Rest, recover, and again, you should be failing at 8, 9, just about get to 10. And then you maybe, so 65, 60, 55. Maybe your third set should be 55 kilos, where maybe you'd only get 8 or 9 reps. By the third set, you should be the most fatigued, and you shouldn't be able to lift more loads. When I see people like going up in weight as they go, what? Can you imagine if you sprinted up a hill as fast, if I said to you, right, listen, you need to sprint up this hill as fast as you can, 100 meters up the hill. And I want you to do it 5 times in a row. You're not going to get your fastest time on the 5th time, are you? You're going to get, if you really give it 100%, which is the whole point of a sprint, you will have your best time will be your first, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and you'll gradually get slower over time, as the sets go on, because you're fatigued. That's how training should be. This is why the 2-set method has become very popular recently. The heavy set, back-off set, is because you go all out for that 6 to 10 rep range in set 1. Then you drop the load 20%, take as long as you need, and then you do set 2 for that 12 to 15. Okay, that's a more advanced stage of training. But for the majority of you, you want anywhere from that 8 to 15 rep range, but your first set should be the heaviest set, the one where you've got the most energy. And then set 2 is slightly lighter with the same rep range. Set 3 is slightly lighter with the same rep range. And then if you're ever going to perform something like a drop set, which is like an intensity technique where you basically make the movement harder, you would only perform it on set 3. I often see guys, they'll do drop sets every set. Or another one I'll see is, let's say you're training your chest, right? I'll see guys do incline bench press, supersetting with incline flies. Yeah? Yeah, great. Targets this portion of the chest, lovely. Set 1, you've got incline bench and then incline flies. You fried yourself. Set 2, set 3, like you're completely fatigued way too soon. You're going to lift way less load over time. So we need to lift the most amount of weight possible. That's number one. We know to do that, it's going to be in set one, isn't it? Because that's the freshest we're going to be after our warm-up sets, obviously. So by doing 3 sets of 10 and leaving reps in reserve and leaving things in the tank for set 3, you're only doing 1 set. It's the same with 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 15. So if you're listening to this and you're confused on what to do, you want to... God, they're so loud. I'm so sorry. You're all going to comment. I can hear kids. So can I. In set 3, if you've got 3 working sets, which the majority of you should be doing, heavy set 8 to 10, slightly lighter 8 to 10 or 10 to 12, slightly lighter 12 to 15. Failure, failure, failure across all 3. Set 1 is failure, set 2 is failure, set 3 is failure. Don't just do 1 working set. People often say, oh, they've run into plateaus or can't build muscle anymore. You need to get stronger, and you only get stronger by hammering the first set. That's why if you're doing a push workout and you are doing that flat bench press, you do your 3 working sets and kind of come down like I've said. You then take a break, you move over to a shoulder press. Set 1 is going to be the strongest you're going to be on that shoulder press. You don't then do a 20 kilo shoulder press, then a 25 kilo shoulder press, then a 30 kilo shoulder press, and only take the 30 kilo shoulder press to failure. You only did 1 set of shoulder pressing. You've done 1 set of bench, 1 set of shoulder pressing. It's meant to be 3 and 3. You're not training hard enough. Too many of you guys don't even scratch the surface of training hard. One of my best ever videos, well, the best video I did was like the only exercises you need to build muscle. I'm going to replicate that video in the gym and show you every single movement, do a form breakdown and take the movement to actual failure so you can see what it looks like. And last thing here as well, when you see people doing a chest workout and they're able to do 20 or 25 sets per workout, this is because they don't train hard enough. And set 1 and set 2 warm-up sets, you only really do a hard set 3 on bench, a hard set 3 on flies, a hard set 3 on shoulder press, a hard set 3 on lateral raises. This is why you're able to do 20 sets in a workout. If you train like this properly, when I do a push workout, I've got 6 sets in my chest workout. I have 3 heavy sets of pressing. I then move over to shoulders. I've got 3 heavy sets of dips. That is it. My chest is cooked for days. I need 4 days to recover until I then go into my upper body day because I run a push-pull legs upper, by the way, which is all in my programs below if you want to learn how to train properly. Even by the time I come around to that upper session, I'm sometimes still sore from the push session. Sometimes I need to take an extra day. I'll do a push-pull legs off, upper, because I know that my chest is still sore. And that's done from 6 proper sets. You do not need to do loads and loads and loads of sets to build muscle. You need to do a few proper sets, training properly to muscular failure, and then you recover outside of the gym. Hope you found this video helpful. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you in the next one.